Today's Yoga with Melissa is a 30-minute hatha yoga for radiant and energetic posture, and I have the hiccups today. Hello and welcome to this hatha yoga class for radiant and energetic posture. We're continuing our Radiance Sutra series. And today we're on verse 5 of the Radiance Sutras. We're reading the Lorin Roche's translation of the Radiance Sutras. You're not going to need any props. I hope these go away quickly for you. You're not going to need any props for today's class. And we're going to start by resting back for some centering. You can lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, or you can lengthen your legs out long. So begin by feeling the support of the earth underneath you. And let all the tension for your body sink down and into the earth. And then you can start to feel your breath in your lower belly. And we're going to do a breath practice that's going to go along with the Radiance Sutra that I'm going to read you. So from focusing on your breath in your lower belly, you're going to breathe from your lower belly up the back of your spine as you inhale. And then you're going to breathe out and exhale along the front of your spine back down to your lower belly. So you're breathing up the back of your spine as you inhale. And then you're breathing, imagining you're breathing down the front of your spine as you exhale. And I'm going to ask all of you to put your best hiccup remedies for me in the comments at the end of this video, because you guys all saved me last time when I had the cold sore in my mouth. You guys are the best at natural remedies, so put your best natural remedies for hiccups in the comments for me. So while you're doing this breath, I'm going to read you verse 5 of the Radiance Sutra. Attend simultaneously to the perineum, that bright place between the legs, to the crown of the skull, and to that shining star place above the head. Notice this living current becoming ever more subtle as she rises, radiant as the morning sun, until she streams outward from the top of the head into all-embracing gratitude. Thus become intimate with all of life, with the life of all beings. And then from here, you're going to bend your knees, roll to your side, and come on to all fours. We're going to come into cat pose. So if that bothers you to be on your knees, then you can sit in a chair and do cat pose on a chair. So we're going to start by exhaling and rounding up through your spine, and then inhaling and arching through your spine. You can also come onto your forearms here, if that's better for your wrists. So attend simultaneously to the perineum, that bright place between your legs. You can think about moving from your perineum into that shining star place above your head. So you can think about moving from your perineum to the crown of your head, and then from the crown of your head down to your perineum. And then we're going to move side to side. So look down to your ankles. And again, think about moving, attend simultaneously to the perineum, that bright place between your legs, into that shining star place above your head. So we're filming at Government House today here in Victoria, BC, because the place we've chosen today is because it's super windy today. So you might hear some wind, and you might also hear the flag flapping. There's a really beautiful Canadian flag. You might hear the rings of the flag banging against the flagpole. Okay, we're going to do a three-legged down dog to a hovering pigeon. So if that's too much for your upper body, you can do from cat pose, and you could come into pigeon here. Okay, so cat pose. And the point is to reach back long so you're extending through your spine and then coming into pigeon. So what we're going to do, the idea is come into downward facing dog, and you're going to reach long through your right leg, and the idea is to lengthen your spine, and then you're going to come forward and you're going to hover into pigeon, hovering pigeon. So reach back long with your right leg, lengthen, use your leg to lengthen your spine. And then hover in pigeon. Reach long, lengthen your spine. Hover in pigeon. Reach long, lengthen your spine. Hover in pigeon. One more, reach long, lengthen your spine. It sounds like a tornado now. Hover in pigeon. And then we'll come back into down dog. And we're just going to take a little break. Give our wrists and our arms a little break. You ready? Okay, so let's do this on the other side. So this time you're going to take your left leg long. You're going to reach long. Use your leg to lengthen your spine. And then you're going to hover forward in plank. Hovering pigeon. Reach your left leg long. Hover in pigeon. And then you're going to step back to down dog. Good job. And we're going to walk our feet into our hands. come up to standing. Okay, from standing, we're going to take your feet wide, bend your knees slightly, lengthen up through the crown of your head, and you're going to twist. And you're going to let your arms be soft like noodles. And your arms will knock on your low back, which are your kidneys, which are going to give you that energy. What I say, radiant and energetic posture for this class. So follow the path of the radiant life force. Follow the path of the radiant life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. Follow the path of radiant life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. And then you can let your hands, your fists come up and tap on your lung 1 meridian to give you the life force of through breath. And back down to knock on the door of life. To massage your kidneys. Looking all the way over your shoulders. And you can slow it down. Go nice and slow, like you're moving through warm water. Okay, and then you're going to stand at the top of the mat. And you're going to take a step back with your left foot. Sink down through your front right sit bone. Your hips are going to face the short edge of your mat. So you're in warrior 1 legs. You're going to take your hands in namaste hands, but they're going to point down at the back of your body. And in this position, you're going to circle your head. And then you're going to step up. So notice this living current becoming ever more subtle as she rises, radiant as the morning sun until she streams outward from the top of the head into an all-embracing gratitude. So let's do the same thing on the other side. You'll step your right foot back. And again, those reverse namaste hands up your back, they probably want to go. So it'll open up your shoulders, and then you're going to circle your head. And then you can release your arms down, and we're going to step forward, and we're going to take our feet wide on our mat. And this is funny. We're going to do Goddess Victory Squat. So there's been some conversation going on in our membership community this week that I put this pose in the classes a lot. It's Goddess Victory Squat. So they're thinking of renaming Goddess Victory Squat Melissa Victory Squat or Melissa pose because I do it so often. I do like this pose. It's a darn good pose. It's great because you draw earth energy up through your legs, and it's very open and very feminine. I really like this pose. So yes, it's true. I do put it in a lot. You could be like one of my first teachers. She put in half moon balancing pose in every class. So let me know if you'd rather have half moon balancing pose in every single class. So we're going to do Goddess Victory Squat. And we're going to put some spinal movement in it as well. So you can put your hands on your quads. And we're going to roll down. And we're going to come up. And then we're going to turn our shoulder to our opposite knee. And turn our shoulder to the opposite knee. So you're going to roll down. Flat back up. Shoulder to the opposite knee. Shoulder to the opposite knee. So you roll your spine until you come parallel to the ground, then flat back, hinge your hips back up. Shoulder to the opposite knee. Shoulder to the opposite knee. Roll. Flat hinge up. Shoulder opposite knee. Shoulder opposite knee. Roll. Flat back up. Shoulder. Shoulder. One more. Roll. Flat back. Shoulder. And shoulder. So we attend simultaneously to the perineum, that bright place between the legs, to the crown of the skull, and that shining place above the head. Let's come to the top of our mat again. We're going to do some down dog to upward facing dog. So you could just do Cobra instead, if that's too much weight bearing on your upper body and wrists. So I'll show you Cobra when we get to up dog if you would rather do that. So we'll come, inhale up. And we're going to exhale, fold forward. And we'll step back. Downward facing dog. And we're going to roll through, tuck your tailbone under. And come into upward facing dog. I'm actually going to abandon this. I did break my toe a couple of weeks ago. So it's like too hard. My choice is too hard anyway, given my toes right now. Too much weight bearing on that toe. So we're going to come all the way down onto our stomach. We're all going to do Cobra together. Tuck your tailbone under and come up into Cobra. Follow the path of the radiant life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. And let's just make it a little dynamic. So we'll come down and up. We'll inhale, lift. And we're going to exhale, lower. And then we're going to come back into child's pose or knees to chest on your back to stretch out your low back. Okay, so we're going to come up to seated. And we're going to finish up with a seated twist. So it can be useful to have a folded blanket to sit on to elevate your hips so it's a little easier to sit. You can also do this last part seated in a chair. So you're going to sit cross-legged. Now, I know we've been working with this firework sequence quite a bit over the last few weeks, or kind of intermittently over the last few weeks. But I keep kind of adding on to it, so that's okay. It's good to repeat things, to let them settle into our bodies. It creates a sense of security and safety too. We've been talking about that a lot in our membership community too, as we work with the ventral vagus activation. So you're going to start with the backs of your hands together. You're going to inhale up, and then you're going to let that fireworks come out through the crown of your head, and you're going to exhale, rotate into the twist. And then you're going to come back down and around, and you're going to reverse the fireworks. You're going to come back down into your lower dantian. So you're going to follow the radiant life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. Inhale and exhale, come into the twist. And then you're going to inhale and exhale, draw that radiant life force down back into your lower dantian. Store it in this energy reserve so that you can draw on it whenever you need it. So we're moving with ease and relaxation. Okay, and then we're going to come back to the center, and you're going to gather whatever you want, whatever you need. So maybe it's calm, maybe it's grounding, maybe it's energy, maybe it's love, maybe it's support. So you're going to gather it up, and then you're going to bring it down through that energized, radiant posture, spine that we've been working on through this whole class. So you're gathering that radiant life force. Bring it down through your head, through your mind, through your voice, through your heart, through your inner power, your belly, into your lower dantian. So you can gather whatever it is you need: strength, inner wisdom, compassion, clarity. So this is the part of the fireworks that I wanted to add on to. So the power of radiance, of energy, is that we draw into our energy reserves. Inhale. And you can do this anytime. This would be a beautiful way to start your day, end your day. One more. Going to bring it down into your lower belly, one hand over the other. So we can finish our practice in this seated position, or you can rest back for Shavasana. You can lie with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, or you can lengthen your legs out long. Follow the path of the radiant life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. Follow the path of the radiant life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. Attend simultaneously to the perineum, that bright place between the legs, to the crown of the skull, and that shining star place above the head. Notice this living current becoming ever more subtle as she rises, as the radiant morning sun, until she streams outward from the top of the head into all-embracing gratitude. So gradually allow your breath to deepen. Wiggle your fingers and toes, start to stretch out. You can bend your knees and roll to your side. And we'll start by gathering the fruits of our practice in first to ourselves, and then we're going to offer them out to the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So I give yourself a thumbs up if you're feeling more radiant and energetic in your posture, and subscribe to get some more classes from the Radiance Sutra series, and also put "I'm in that shining star place" in the comments. And if you have any tips on hiccups, as soon as I asked for help on that, they went away. So that was good. Maybe just asking for help is the key. I want to thank people for donations, and I have something really special to tell you about that after that. So stay tuned all the way to the end. It's going to be a new challenge that I got to tell you about. So if that interests you, stay all the way to the end. I want to thank our donators. This goes all the way back to March. I haven't thanked people for a while. I want to thank Carla, Ruth, Cornelia, Gabriella, Viola, Anise, Sean, Donna, Matthew, Pamela, Christine, Sandy, Armida, Karen, Kristen, Allison, Fiona, Guila, Robin, and Elka for your donations. We super appreciate it. It means that we get to film these classes for you, live in this beautiful place, and eat nutritious food. You support us to have a living wage so that we can make these videos. So thank you so much. We do really appreciate your donations. So the challenge is going to be a 5-day earth element challenge to nourish and replenish you. For our members, it's going to be a warm-up to the earth element retreat at the beginning of September. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So far, 2020 has been physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically ungrounding. I think we can all agree on that. So I feel that we need some time to settle and calm our overactive minds and the excessive worry that's come with this. So in just 5 days, we're going to focus on the main organ system of earth element, the stomach meridian, to anchor us through this transitional time. So when there's a lot going on, not only does our stomach digest our food, but our mind can kind of chew on things a lot. So each day we're going to take specific actions to encourage that, instead of chewing it in our mind, but to take that top heavy worry that rises up into your head and encourage to anchor that down into the earth. So we're going to do grounding exercises. So if you'd like to reserve your spot, the only way you're going to be able to do this is by signing up through email, and we are going to be sending it to you by email. So there'll be a link in the show notes that we will give for you. So it'll be in the YouTube comments, and it'll be on the website. So, or you can email admin@melissawest.com. You can ask Tim to send it to you and get you on it as well. So if you'd like to be part of that, let us know. It's time specific too. It's only going to run for 5 days in August. I believe it's August 17th, 18th, 19th, 2020. August 17th to 21st, 2020. After that, it's done. So it's a specific time, and it's only coming out. We'll be sending it out by email. So we'd love to have you for that. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. And may you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti. Namaste.